Yeah.
All right, Smash or Trash is now in session. We welcome Linda Duff from the Daily Star. Hello.
Hi there.
Yeah. And Nicky. Oh, and she's become American all of a sudden.
Irish, please.
Oh, sorry. And Nicky from Manic Street Preachers. We'll go straight to the first record.
Evening.
You're there. Good. This is Cypress Hill. Pay attention to this. Insane in the Brain. Lovers Rap for you there. That's also out on February the 14th, Valentine's Day, and it ended most abruptly too, and not to the timing that it says on the CD. Right then, Smash or Trash. Nicky, what do you think to that?
Well, I've been force-fed that album for the last 6 months by Richey.
And is that a bad thing?
Probably. I mean, I think they're fine exponents of the musical genre. I just find their lyrical content slightly facile and empty. You know, I haven't got the same faith in marijuana that they have, basically.
Good with the gimmicks, though. I have this fantastic fridge magnet at the moment, which says "chill out."
It's highly effective.
No, I mean, they're very clever with the samples and very inventive, don't you think?
Oh yeah, I think they're probably the most inventive band in rap music at the moment. You know, when we went to America last year, that's all we saw and that's all we were sort of fed. And it's very urban, very seedy, and very glamorous. You know, I think that appeals to a lot of young people.
How do you think it compares to British rap? Are you a fan of British rap?
I think British rap is awful because they all got dodgy Cockney accents.
And to who you're alluding now?
nation.
I was going to say, leave Matty alone.
Nah, yeah, but he knows we respect him.
Right.
We're close.
Linda, what did you think to that?
Well, I liked it. I think it should be top 5. So I presume Marijuana Speak, that's a puff for the record. Actually, at the beginning, I thought I was expecting to hear "oops upside your head," say "oops upside your head," but that didn't happen. I agree with Nicky that the lyrics were a bit trashy, but what I kind of liked, I still like that whinnying noise, you know, a horse neighing sound that's on every record now, but it would still fill the dance floor. And I think actually you could bring back the bump. You know, we're always looking for new trends to come back, so I think we launched the bump to that.
I can see that Brixton Fridge all doing the bump. Yeah, I can see that one.
Yeah, it's a cheerful record that would get you moving and grooving, something to start the night off.
Okay, excellent. We'll see if this one will do the same. And there's quite a buzz about that band. They're called Whiteout. The track's called No Time. Linda, did it do anything for you? Buzz anything?
Not too much. Maybe the lower reaches of the chart, something like that.
Lower reaches.
Lower reaches. There was a low buzz. It's a bit of a scarf waver. The kind of record that you absolutely despise. Sounds like to me Small Faces meets Bryan Adams, and you know you absolutely hate it. And then suddenly you go to America and you're on the freeway and everybody loves it. It's a big stadium rock thing. The kind of song that you say you absolutely hate and then you're completely drunk and you love it and you get off with someone at work too. So I don't think it's very good. But maybe it's what they call a grower. I thought the voice was okay. I can just see lots of people in stadiums waving scarves to it. So
if you saw them in stadiums, they'd have huge sideburns, because if you're a Whiteout fan, you have massive sideburns.
Really? Even on girls?
Oh, yeah.
I would like to know what's on their rider, you know, the backstage list. They sound like a group that drink a lot or something like that. You'd probably have a great laugh with them. And
That's
a 10-year...
just your paranoia, Linda, because you drink some vet.
Not at all. I don't drink at all, as everybody who knows me knows.
Your rider was huge enough for coming on this show, though.
I'm just drinking Richey's drink that he gave me as I pass my way in here. But okay, but I hope they don't make it massive.
Ooh, Nicky.
Well, I was determined to be charitable coming on here, but I thought it was absolute rubbish. Retro, poor man's Texas. You know, they're on Silvertone, so it's obviously they're trying to replace the Stone Roses, but it just sound very lame. And you know, it's the old floppy fringe and mod tops. Doesn't really. Gretsch guitars are out, kids.
Not groovy at all in any way.
Not for me, I'm afraid.
And Nicky has the nerve to slag me for drinking, and he's a boy wearing makeup. Get that? How bizarre!
But a hat's on today, so the hair obviously not up to standard.
No, not at all.
He pulls you down further. Right, we'll go to the next record. I don't think this is going to groove you in any way. Loup-Garou. 1FM's evening session. You're listening to Smash or Trash at this very moment in time with Nicky Wire from Manic Street Preachers and Linda Duff from the Daily Star. Nicky, what do you think to that?
Well, I like a name, and I like the fact they're Scousers. But as far as the music's concerned, I don't really feel qualified to make a judgment on that kind of music. I will anyway. I mean, I didn't like it personally.
You are a punter, go on.
I didn't like it personally, but I'm sure it will do well, you know, in a sort of same vein as Orbital and the Orb and stuff like Trans Global Underground.
Has any of that dance music made much impression on you in the last couple of years?
None at all.
Yeah.
I'm always like, you know, bands would sing about something in the lyrics. That's what's lacking for me in all dance music. So.
Do you think as well, I mean, one of the things which, particularly at the start of when people started sampling, I always found that the samples were a bit predictable in a way, and you always used to get the same samples. I mean, you could actually, I mean, there are bands doing it now more, but you could actually sample better material. Do you feel that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I think in the first 3 years, like, John Bonham's drums were the most sampled ever, you know, thing on record. I think it was something like 18,000 times he was sampled. I think that shows a sort of fair lack
that and
of
James
imagination.
Brown. Yeah, all the
exactly.
James Brown loops and everything.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, when we did Motown Junk, actually, we sampled a song by called Charles by the Skids, but no one ever noticed that.
Can I write about that tomorrow?
The revelation was here first.
And will you lose a lot of money if I do?
Nah, you're welcome to
Exclusive. You heard it here first.
Hold that front page.
Linda, what did you think?
Yeah, I must admit I agree with the punk sitting beside me, because he is a young punk, isn't he? It was nice harmonies. The world music is so boring. Ever since they had that World Music Cafe thing, whatever it was called on television, that was the most boring show ever, and I couldn't listen to anything with the tag after that. It was a bit of a kind of harder Enya sound. What would you wear dancing to that? It was kind of
something flowing.
Yes, you'd have to swirl a scarf to it, and you know those long scarves that you can get from Carnaby Street aren't really in anymore. So I thought it was a bit boring. And what is it? Luke Goss and Guru Josh together, is that it? Well, I've never heard of them.
How horrendous.
Well, they might have a hit.
No, this is your pop background coming out here now, isn't it?
As I said, all I know is about pop, and I know Pop Rocky, which is the tag that like people like the Manics, who I admire greatly.
Big fan of the Sultans of Ping, though.
Absolutely.
Big fan of the
I've
Sultans.
Never laughed so much. It's great. You've obviously seen where the people lie down on the floor and do the dying fly. No better dance, is there? You know, can you imagine you're at the Astoria and the heavy bounces and they're trying to stop everybody moshing and jumping onto the stage. Then suddenly they launch into this song and everybody lies down and waves their feet in the air. They did not know what to do. Those 20 bounces, they'd never seen anything like it.
It's just like coming back to the Gap Band as well. Not that I know about late 70s disco music at all, but it's like the Gap Band when you used to sit down and row and oops upside your head again, isn't it? I think we better leave it there.
The finale to every house party.
Oh, we'll wait and see what the Loup-Garou... I mean, see, the thing is, at the moment, there's Deep Forest in the charts and Enigma, and they're massively successful. What's the difference between them and Loup-Garou? It's really not very much, is it?
Haven't a clue. Pass.
OK, right, so that was my opinion, and that's enough of that. We'll go on to the final track. It's the big one tonight. This is from Suede, Stay Together. So that's it, the new single from Suede. You probably saw it on Top of the Pops earlier on this evening when you weren't listening to this show. It's called Stay Together. Nicky, what did you think? Are you a fan of Suede?
I just thought it was beautiful, dramatic, very nice, painful. I thought it was really good.
Have you always liked Suede?
Yeah, I just always admired the fact that they wanted to get out of the constraints of, you know, the indie scene. They wanted to mean something to people, and I admire that in any band. And there's some beautiful guitar work, I have to say. The only thing I didn't like about it was the production, but there you go.
Does that philosophy sum up Manic Street Preachers' philosophy as well?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, we always wanted to matter to people, and the only way you can truly do that is by reaching as many as you can, you know. I'm really pissed off I missed them on Top of the Pops tonight, actually. I would have liked to see a bit of belly wiggling.
Very dramatic, I'm sure. How big is the desire with Manics to break America at the moment?
It's always been, you know, a huge part of our makeup. It just hasn't happened yet. But I think it's every young band, you know, from the Stones to the Who, right forward to the Clash, is the deep-rooted desire to conquer America. It's just very difficult at the moment because they've got so many huge bands themselves. So many big, hard-working men.
There's also that sort of certain resentment at the moment that, you know, apparently talking to some people in America, that they're saying at the moment that, you know, there is this reticence to take on board something which has been maybe hyped up from England.
Oh, definitely.
Because they obviously get the music papers over there as well, and people are sort of slightly wary of the next big thing from England.
Yeah, I mean, we suffered from that massively because of all the press we had when we started, you know, and then we went over there and basically everybody expected us to walk over there, you know, come off the plane with all our heads slashed with razor blades, you know, shouting for real. Yeah. It didn't quite work out like that.
Yeah.
Have you always consciously changed your style of music as well to go for the American market? Because you just got bigger and rockier.
we just change our style of music because we get bored very easily, and I find bands more interesting, when they do change.
So you are going to go ambient next time?
No, not quite.
Linda, what did you think to Suede?
I thought it was fantastic, and I think it should be number one because, of course, he is the sex god with the washboard tummy, and to have him on top of the Pops would be the equivalent of when, say, Ian McCulloch went in and tore his T-shirt off.
Back of Love, that was a fantastic performance.
And even Paul McCartney had to talk about it, and it made all the headlines. Yeah, I thought it was a great soaring vocal and a guitar solo at the end, and he should be a huge star because everything that you read about them, kind of, they're angst-ridden, aren't they? They do terrible things, they get really depressed, you're completely drunk, and then there's kind of a dangerous edge, the homosexuality and that. Yeah, we love them, and we want to do the interview next week, please.
Yeah, I was going to say, are you suggesting that maybe they're good copy?
We haven't touched them very much, but hopefully they'll do really well at the Brit Awards. I mean, it does need to shake up, and Elton is there, and they just need to, if they win something huge, I think they could be absolutely massive this year, but if that went straight into number one, it would be fab. Could you imagine them on top of the Pops? It's absolutely brilliant, I thought.
So they are a star band then?
Yeah, and you can wave your scarf as well. It's okay.
It's obviously a very important factor.
Of course, well, people like scarves, don't they? Football fans like them. And, if you go to any gig at Wembley, you can buy a silk scarf. So, I think scarves and rock and roll are just entwined, really.
You're obviously a child of the Bay City Rollers then.
Oh, yeah, the other thing is, the Rubettes. That song reminded me a bit of the Rubettes, which, were much hipper than Mud, and,
Aye.
Yeah,
he was the bass player of Mud, my role model.
Yes, of course. Well, dodgy haircut.
Dodgy haircut, dresses, plays, couldn't play.
And then Mud and Slade didn't make it in America or anything like that. But there was that vocal was lovely. The high vocal on top. Don't know the technical term, but should be a smash.
Okay, well, with the rave column, you obviously make it your mission to champion bands. Who are you championing at the moment? Your big tips. Bear in mind, this is not a pop show.
Yeah, well, we did like Bad Boys Inc. There's a few coming up. 2/3 this week. I like that song. I don't know if you've heard it, but it's very moody. That's Tom Watkins, the man who looked after Pet Shop Boys and currently E17, going to be big. And there's another group called Optimistic, who are going to be a big pop band. But we also like rock. I mean, we did Pop Rocky, i.e. the Manics, before they had the hit. And of course, we did take that before they even had a record deal. So, I mean, hundreds of bands come to us all the time, but we go and see them, and we see, are they good looking? Do they have the washboard tummy? Is the music any good? And are they as outrageously spoken as people like the Manics are?
And the scarves.
Yeah, and they've got a scarf. Yeah. That's it.
So, Nicky, have you got a washboard tummy?
Oh, no, mine's just concave and ugly and horrible.
I've seen it backstage. When he's been on the Baby Sham, he's showed it to me.
I think we'd rather not know.
This band brought back Baby Sham as a trendy drink. Backstage, they drink Baby Sham. And suddenly everyone's going, I have a Baby Sham because we saw how strong it was. Stronger than pills. And then they put brandy in it, don't you?
In the old days, Linda. Yeah, in the old days.
All right, we'll go back to the philosophy of Smash or Trash. The name of the game is to say whether they're going to be hits or misses. Who do we start off with? Cypress Hill. Linda, what do you think? Smash or trash?
I think I said that was a smash, didn't I? About top 5.
Yeah, you did. Nicky?
Smash indeed.
Whiteout.
Trash.
Total trash. Trashed a million times.
Loup-Garou. Nicky?
Oh.
No, desperate as well.
Yeah, just no opinion, no trash, no smash, just very boring.
And Suede?
Furry. Yeah, fantastic.
Smash.
Yeah.
Smash indeed.
All right, thanks very much for coming along on tonight's Smash or Trash. Come back another time. See you. This is Stereo MCs.